First of all, I'd like to start by saying a polite howdy to the CIA, the ATF, the FBI, the YouTube moderation team, and of course all other viewers of this video. That means you. Thanks for watching. There's a fantastic video by Faceful of Eyes, my beloved, where it's stated,
"In first-person shooters, there is always a gun between you and everything else. Muzzle is the first thing you offer to the world."
This quote became a rally point of sorts in my psyche, and the combat systems in Hyperdope were designed to subvert this staple of the genre. So, for Hyperdope, the philosophy is, physical violence enacted by the player is intended as a last resort or a necessary and calculated decision. From a game design perspective, I think the outcome cannot be to wag a finger at the player and reprimand like guns bad, violence bad. In theory, this punishment is dealt in-universe by emulating systems from real life that serve to disenfranchise the people and maintain the state monopoly on violence, yada yada. I think this will add to the intended feeling of being beaten down at every turn. I chose early on in development to scrap random roaming NPCs, as they generally served more as target practice for bored playtesters than analogues for actual human beings. Not really surprising though, as gamers don't have feelings. I scaled back the amount of civilian NPCs to just those who may be valuable to the player. This makes sense in the setting as an active war zone, as only people who really need or want to be here are here. You're still free to kill whoever, you just may be killing a potential friend or ally. Anyway, running with this philosophy of deliberate and tactful violence, I found potential for gameplay within the player's spectrum of offensive capability. As such, aiming your gun at someone creates a situation somewhat different from actually firing your gun at them, and usually with less harsh consequences. This allows the player to partake in pastimes like robbery and intimidation. It also means that NPCs can remember what you've done, assuming you don't end their shit, and they'll spread rumors about you. And of course this ties back to the permadeath aspect. You know, the more fights you get into, the more likely you are to get bonked and lose your save file, just like in real life. But I'm not here to piss in the popcorn, and I'm not some NIMBY who's afraid of direct action. There's a time and place in Hyperdope for the violent approach, and when it comes, fuck, right? So it was to have different classes of weapons and ammunition. So a pistol was a weapon and an ammo type. Like you'd have a pistol, or a pistol rifle, which would be a rifle that fires pistol rounds, or a rifle pistol, which is a pistol that fires rifle rounds. I have no clue if this is making sense, and it doesn't really matter because I scrapped the idea and gave all the weapons normal names. You can see a remnant of this idea on the banner here, that says rifle SMG. The idea being that it was an SMG that fires rifle rounds, styled after an AK platy. Internally nothing changed and all the weapons still function the same, only the naming scheme was dropped. The weapons art style was kind of based on Counter-Strike for the first Xbox. I remember seeing a screen cap of the game from a magazine in 2003 I guess, and I thought it looked sick. I'll try to find it. Specifically, I remember how the muzzle brake and the barrel of this gun were just squares. I really liked the low poly count look and the baked highlights. So for the first weapon, this handgun, I made an incredibly simple mesh, just a few boxes in the shape of a pistol. Then I textured it in Piscal using 64 by 64 texture resolution. I was kind of hoping that the texture filtering in Unreal would imply a lot of the detail, and it kind of worked. The first person player arms came before the new third person model actually. First I tried rigging the arms of the old guy onto the first person rig, but I wasn't too happy with the quality. Sorry if you can hear this. Throughout the video, I'm playing pocket pool right now. What I did was I took this Joe Rogan head-ass base mesh from ZBrush and I tore his arms off. I modelled some sleeves and then painted the textures. If you're wondering why I didn't texture the arms in the same style as the guns or the environment, yeah, I am too. Update on the whole. Turns out pumping out devlogs is hard work. Really rewarding though, and I've been blown away by the reception that my last 2 videos received. I literally never thought it'd go like this. So I haven't spent much time updating the actual game though, lol. Instead I thought I'd expand upon the Murderbot station I teased at the end of the last vid. The Killdroid is a utility at your disposal in the whole module. If you're worried about your player character getting hurt or killed while exploring the void, you can send your bot as a scout. If bot gets destroyed while exploring, you can go retrieve it yourself or pay to have it recovered. The bot plays slightly different to the main character, you know, being unable to speak at the moment and ditching the clunky phone screen weapon select, instead having a quick bar. Dev's leaning into the idea that this bot is better at killing than the main character. I know that might sound antithetical to my overall goals, but trust me here. Okay, that about does it for this one. I just wanted to thank you for watching this far, and also for all the kind support and excellent suggestions you all have commented. I love you. I'm not sure at this point what or when the next devlog will be, but subscribe and hang around if you want, because it'll probably come out at some point, you know, just like the game. Bye bye.